This is the most discussed and praised horror movie of 2025 thus far. Does this movie live up to the hype? It's your boy Tech. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and come rock with me as we review Ryan Coogler's critically acclaimed new film, Sinners. Now, spooky brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, ghosts and ghouls, the whole nine, let me start off by saying that this is the last time that I'm gonna be watching a movie in Regal or, just standard AMC or anything to that effect. Over about the past 5 years, I've always been going to Dolby Cinema at AMC, and that experience has always just been amazing and it's been top tier. But because I went to go watch this movie with my squad, I just didn't think that it was necessary for everybody to go ahead and spend all the extra money on a Dolby Cinema experience. Now, the issue with going to regular cinema, so like I said, your Regals and like the standard AMC, is not even necessarily about the sound, because the sound is fine. And even though, Dolby Cinema is significantly better in the sound department, in the experience as a whole is better, the problem is the fact that the screen is so dark when you go to a standard theater. Like, it just really made no sense. Like, there were times where people were standing directly in the sun, especially for black people, standing directly in the sun, and if they're wearing a hat and the shade that the hat cast over the face, you couldn't even see their damn face because the screen is so dimly lit from the projector that it's just like, damn, like you're missing so many details. And I feel like this movie did not deserve that one bit. The cinematography was really good and really was amazing, and the direction overall was good. So I don't feel like this movie deserved to only just be viewed on a standard screen. So yeah, it was definitely crazy, and never again. But enough of my rant. The important thing to know before we begin this review, and this review will contain many spoilers, so if that's something that you're not interested in, then just skip to the end where I just give like my overall opinion, discussing this movie and giving a quick synopsis. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So, digging into the twin protagonists, both of them are played by Michael B. Jordan, and I think that he did a fantastic job. One of the twins' name is Smoke, and one of the twins' name is Stack. Both are World War I veterans that are returning to their hometown in Mississippi to open up a juke joint and start off fresh and new after their time being in Chicago and dealing with the criminal underworld. But yeah, like I was saying, this was the first time where I watched Michael B. Jordan in a movie, and I felt like there was literally no separation between character and actor. Like, I felt like he really owned these characters and he just like completely embodied them. And it's interesting because obviously in the movie, with them being twin brothers and him playing both parts, they look the same for the most part, but he still was able to give them their own separate personalities where it wasn't too hard to tell the difference, even if, one is usually wearing red and one is wearing blue. So Smoke is usually wearing blue, and then Stack is usually the one that's wearing red. But even then, even when you couldn't really tell what colors they were wearing, just by their mannerisms and the way that they act and their individual personalities, you could really tell the difference. Stack is usually more of the laid back, chill, persuasive type of guy, and then Smoke is the real straightforward, militant, play no games, no BS type of guy. But yeah, I felt like he was really great in it. And so moving forward in the movie, with their venture of opening up this juke joint, it attracts the attention of Remick, who is this Irish vampire, which further on in the movie leads to confrontation between Remick and his vampire community and the twin brothers and their juke joint. So a big thing that this movie is about, obviously with it being a juke joint, is the music aspect of it. So on the juke joint's opening night, they have their little cousin Sammy performing and playing music for them, which inadvertently summons spirits, and why Remick in the first place was even attracted to going to the place. And for me, I absolutely love the relationship between Sammy and his cousins, the twins. They really feel like family, looking out for each other. And the thing about Sammy's nickname is Preacher Boy because he's the pastor's son. And with his father, the pastor, he's always been trying to suppress Sammy from him wanting to play the blues, and especially playing the blues at juke joints and saloons and things of that nature where sin is very prevalent and it permeates and really thrives. So Sammy is just, trying to grow up and be his own man and while he does have his appreciation for his religion and all of this good stuff, but he also has a true passion for wanting to play the blues. So that's why he takes up this opportunity to go ahead and go and do this stuff with his cousins before he has to go to church in the morning. And all throughout this movie, there are so many different themes of racial tensions and community resilience, especially between not only, the black community and, considering, like I said, this is the 1930s, so, racial issues were absolutely prevalent, but also the community that the vampires were trying to build, and even with the community that they were trying to build, there were some overlapping common goals and similarities in what they were trying to achieve, which was a pretty interesting thing that I really liked about the movie. But as you move closer to the climax, a series of battles happen, which results in Smoke sacrificing himself to save a lot of people, including Sammy, and to defeat Remick. And so that allows Sammy to survive and continue his musical pursuit. And then decades later, you still see, Sammy's been a relatively successful musician and is renowned for his blues. And he ends up being revisited by Stack and Mary, which is played by Haley Steinfeld. And they've been following his music career this whole time, and they offer him eternal life, but he decides that he would rather continue with his mortality, and he was already sick of this place and wasn't trying to fool with being on Earth for eternity. But yeah, Spooky Gang, overall, this was a very good movie. It had some interesting themes, and a lot of them are very thought-provoking. It was a very slow burn movie, so if you're one of those people that was expecting to jump into this movie and that it was going to be fast-paced and a lot of fun and action was about to happen, that's not what happens in this movie. It is really slow burn. Action is maybe only 10, maybe 15% of this movie. The rest is music and dialogue. So it's definitely a movie that shines more so through iconography and symbolism with music, and then overall great performances from Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Miles Karen, Delroy Lindo, who was really good too, more so than it being this traditional action-y vampire movie. Some nice comedic moments and satirical moments, which overall culminate into this being, like I said, a very good movie and one of the best movies that have come out this year so far, for sure. But like I said, that is all I got, Spooky Gang. Y'all comment down below what you thought of the movie Sinners. Like I said, I think Ryan Coogler did a great job, so I definitely want to see what you all say. And as I mentioned before, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10K subs. Definitely gonna hit that mark, and we're gonna keep grinding until we do so. So until next time, Spooky Gang, y'all stay blessed and y'all stay spooky.